What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new here, hello, my name's Keaton. So today's video I'm going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me. I posted this makeup look on my Instagram and I got so many questions for it. I'm going to tag the girl whose TikTok I actually followed off of this. I saw her do makeup very similar to this and I was like, I love this look. It's super easy and it just looks really good on your eyes. So I'm going to put her TikTok here, but I followed this video and I get so many compliments on it now. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I'm also going to do a little bit more casual face makeup today. Very easy and super simple. So I'm really excited to just sit down and talk to you guys. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. That way I can really sit down and talk back with you guys because I know I've been a little bit more MIA over here on my YouTube channel. If you don't follow me on Instagram though, that is where I post so much. I talk to you guys in my DMs, on my stories. I'm always posting. I'm posting on Instagram, I'm posting reels, and over on my TikTok. I feel like I am a little bit more myself on TikTok just because it's a bit more like of a fun platform. So if you guys don't follow me over there, you're really missing out, but I'm gonna jump into the makeup tutorial and let's get started. Okay, so I know you guys are tired of me talking about this headband, but it is my favorite thing ever. I'm putting it on to do my makeup. It's from Delaney's brand Shop Boyd. I'll link it down below. They have other colors, but it's so soft and I use it every time I do my makeup because I hate when my hair is in my face. So I've already moisturized my skin and I've got my questions over on Instagram. I'm in a silly, goofy mood today, so maybe we'll answer some fun questions. So normally I do a little bit of a moisturizing primer when I'm doing like makeup like this, but because I'm doing such simple foundation today, it's not a foundation, it's more like a tinted moisturizer. I want to make sure the skin underneath is a little bit more like primed and looking like overall smooth. The feeling of this primer like feels so weird, but on my skin it just smooths everything out. But I always make sure I moisturize with a CC cream, not a CC cream, a serum and a moisturizer before I start my foundation, and I let that soak into my skin. If you have dry skin before you start your makeup, especially if you're gonna do very, very light coverage, it's gonna look crazy. Going in with my Bare Minerals concealer in the shade Fair 1In. The first question is, will you do more cooking videos, please? Yes, I will. If you guys haven't seen my latest vlog that I uploaded, I vlogged like a couple days in my life. I have been like so into cooking ever since I got my new pan that Brandon bought me for my birthday. I'm like obsessed with it. And so I want to start filming new recipes. Again, I really waited because I wanted to be like situated here. I know it seems like, oh my gosh, you've been living in Portland now, like please start filming more. Where's your apartment tour? But I'm not fully settled. There is still so much around my apartment that's not done, and I just want to oh my gosh, I keep saying Phil. I just want to feel like fully settled before I start like really like diving into everything here. Like literally I don't even have a lampshade on this lamp still. Actually I ordered some, but they're delayed. So anyway, I just want to film more cooking videos when I have like everything more settled. I didn't have an island in my kitchen for a long time and it was really difficult to like use the small space I had to film and stuff. So I will be filming, and I think I'm going to have Brandon in a cooking video for one of them. And we're gonna make something like make a meal that we normally will like make together. I just need to test out a few new things, but I'm really excited to get back into the cooking videos. I promise you they're not gone. Okay, so I used that concealer to basically conceal all the areas that I thought were red or a little bit dark, just because that has a more peach undertone. It cancels out a lot of the darkness that I have in my skin. Oh, I forgot to do my eyebrows. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyebrows actually because I totally forgot. I'm using this Anastasia brow gel. This is the Brow Freeze. It is amazing. You guys know I'm obsessed with this. It makes your brows look like they've been laminated, helps them look really fluffy. So I'm taking a spoolie and I just dip it in here. This is all I do to my brows. I get questions all the time. I don't use any other brow gel than this. So the next question I keep getting is, are you liking Portland? How do you like it? What is your favorite part about Portland? So I don't even know how many months has it been since I've lived here, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. But I will say it's a very, very interesting city. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say that it's my favorite place I've ever been and it's like my dream city, because I think that I was really, really obsessed with the life that I had in Arizona. But I love being in a new space, and I think it's really important to have that change, like just in your everyday life. And I love the fact that there's so much like outdoor things to do here. Not that I do them, but it's the fact that I have the option. In Arizona, it really is so hot that it, like, you don't do a lot of stuff outside, whether it be hiking or swimming and stuff like that. Like, you just don't do that. And this weekend, Brandon and I are gonna go like float the river, and we've got like little tubes, and we're gonna make lunches and stuff. And Brandon loves to go on hikes. Even the fact that I can like walk outside and it feels really nice, and I can just like go walk by the water and stuff. I just didn't have that in Arizona, so I really do love that. But I will say it's very, very different than anywhere I've ever lived. It's very, very different than anywhere I've ever lived. And a lot of you always ask me like, how long do I see myself staying here and what's the plan? We don't have a plan. We're just chilling. Obviously, as much as I like Portland, I'm sure many of you guys are from Portland, so I don't want to hate on it, but it's not somewhere I would want to live for a long, long period of time. I think it's good for right now, and I'm comfortable, and I like exploring and stuff, but it's not somewhere I would want to live for like years and years and years. Now I'm going in with this Hourglass concealer. I'm gonna do just a tiny bit right here. This is in the shade Birch. I'm just brightening up the under eyes a little bit. That way we don't have just peach under eyes. Someone asked, do you feel like social media gets you to spend too much money? 1000% yes. I'm such a sucker for Instagram ads. I buy so much stuff off Instagram ads. I bought like 3 things in the past like 2 days off Instagram ads alone. So yes, I think it does. And also my job being social media, I feel like I'm always buying different things to like post on social or just like talk about on my Instagram or like on my YouTube and stuff. I do find myself buying more than I feel like I normally would. I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I'm going to set my under eyes a little bit with this beauty blender. I'm just gonna like make sure that they don't get creasy. Anyway, there's a train, so ignore that. But I was just listening to Laura Lee and Manny's podcast, Full Coverage. Oh my gosh, the train is so loud. There's a train by my house in Texas, and I'm like when I was living at home filming YouTube like a long time ago, I used to always be so annoyed by the train. I would be like, oh my god, like why is this going like off all the time? And now I'm once again living by a train. Very interesting. Before I finish my story, I'm using this Milk makeup. This is the Sunshine Skin Tint. So it actually has broad spectrum SPF 30, and I'm using the shades Sand and Medium. I like to mix these, and this is like the coolest application ever. So basically it has like a little roller ball, and this is like what I use on days when I don't want too much coverage, but I just pump out the foundation or the tint. You can see it right there. And then I'm gonna go in and rub it all over my face, and then we're gonna blend it out with the Beauty Blender. This like is the easiest, like look at this. This is what it looks like on my skin, but I'm obsessed with it. Like this has been like my favorite thing so far. Anyway, I was listening to Manny and Laura Lee's podcast that they have called Full Coverage, and they were talking about how influencers spend their money, and in LA it's like, if like spending your money on things and buying expensive things means success. And I feel like a lot of times people can get sucked into that in the influencer world, and just like as a consumer, like me watching other bloggers. Like I follow so many bloggers that I love so much, and then I see all their bags and I see all their shoes and their nice stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it must be so nice. And I'm like, well, I can afford that too. I just don't buy, I don't spend my money on that. I spend my money on different things. Sometimes I buy nice things, sometimes I don't. And I think it's like so weird how people look at expensive things as success, because really you don't know people's financial situation. There's a lot of times that people spend all their money and all their savings on expensive things because they want to look a certain way, and really they're like, oh, I can't pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people need to really think about that before they look at someone's Instagram feed and they're like, oh my gosh, they're like so rich, look at this. Because I can find myself looking at people and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't imagine like if my life was like this. Obviously that's not the case with Kylie Jenner. She can buy whatever she wants and then some and live her life. But like for influencers, Instagram is not reality, and it is a lot more than just buying like a bunch of crap and posting about it. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes into it, so don't be deceived by the Instagram page, okay? Next up, I'm taking this Laura Mercier Candlelight Glow Powder, and this is gonna set this face. Actually, no, I lied. Next up, I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and this exploded when I was traveling, so the pigment is crazy. It like literally exploded everywhere. This is the darkest shade, so I'm just using a little bit of that all over my face, and then I'm gonna take a little beauty blender and we're gonna blend it out right on top of the skin tint. You can see how nice my like foundation looks, but it feels really light. It doesn't feel like a lot. I don't feel like I have like a thick foundation on, and this just is like so easy for me to apply because I just take a little roller ball and then I just blend it out. You can even blend it out like with your finger if you want. Someone said, talk about influencers at Fashion Week and the Met. I have a lot to say about this actually. So I keep seeing on TikTok, actually, okay, this is gonna be like a long rant about this, but this is just my opinion and how I feel. I used to never share strong opinions that I had on YouTube or Instagram or anywhere because I just didn't want people to come for me. But I think if you're gonna have a strong opinion about something, you should be able to say that and not feel like if someone doesn't agree with you or they're like, oh my gosh, I don't agree with that, I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to like back down from your opinion. So anyway, I've been seeing all over TikTok, everyone's like, oh my God, these influencers at New York Fashion Week wearing Fashion Nova, so embarrassing for them. I can't believe all these influencers are invading New York and they're doing this and that and taking photos and all this kind of stuff, right? And my issue with that is, why are people mad that influencers are going to New York Fashion Week? Because my opinion of this is, why do you care? First of all, most of these influencers, the reason they started Instagram and the reason they started YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is because they are passionate about fashion or beauty or lifestyle. So if they started their TikTok and they're getting all these followers because you love their outfits and you love that they're posting them and all this kind of stuff, and then you're mad at them because they're going to New York Fashion Week, it doesn't really matter if you don't like their outfits or you don't like what they're wearing in New York Fashion Week. Let them live their life. I hate seeing people get so much hate for literally just doing something that makes them happy. It's a dream for so many people to go to New York Fashion Week. I didn't go to New York Fashion Week this year because I had plans to go, oh my God. I had plans to go to New York for my birthday and I didn't feel like I wanted to be there that long, and so I chose not to go, and I just felt like it was a little bit too hectic of a situation for me. As you guys know, I have social anxiety, so I was very hesitant on ever even going to New York Fashion Week, which is why I haven't gone in the past. I've definitely thought about reconsidering for next year. Maybe I'll feel like good enough in my social skills to go to New York Fashion Week next year, but it doesn't matter. I just don't like how people are hating on different influencers for going to New York Fashion Week. And I'm not talking to like you guys specifically, I'm talking to the people that are upset about influencers going. Does that make sense? Like, I'm saying you guys, but I'm not talking to you, like my rats. Like, I'm not talking to you guys. Can I still say rats or no? Are we over that? It's almost like, you know when you have a music artist that you really love, they're a little bit underground, you listen to all their music, they're like on SoundCloud, and then it's like, all of a sudden they get really popular and they start doing all these other things and they start going more mainstream. You tend to get upset when they go mainstream because it's like, oh, like that was our thing, like now all these people are big fans of them and what is this? And you kind of get annoyed. That's how I feel like it is with these influencers going to the Met. Yeah, when Emma Chamberlain was doing all this stuff with Louis Vuitton, and it was like one of the first influencers ever, especially young influencers ever, to work with a high-end brand like Louis Vuitton, there were so many people that were like, this doesn't make sense, she has no style. Just because someone's style is not your style doesn't mean that it's out of style or it's not cute. Like, that's my issue, is right now there is so much gatekeeping over fashion and trends, and it's like, why are you dressed like this? You shouldn't be dressing like that. You're not following the trends. That's so last season. And it's like, fashion used to not be like that. People could just wear whatever they wanted, do whatever trends they want, and it didn't matter. I just get so upset when I see people like commenting. Oh, by the way, I'm using this Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is in the shade Tantastic. I just set my face with powder and then I'm kind of going over the bronzer here. That way it like looks all good. But I just see so many people like tear down influencers for going to New York Fashion Week because they're not fashionable enough, or they don't look like they know about fashion. But it's like, how do you know what they like? Their style can be really, really simple. That doesn't mean that they don't care about fashion in the ways, maybe they don't care about it in the ways that you do, but it still means they care about fashion. And I think if anyone had the opportunity to go to New York Fashion Week, they would. I feel like it's something that is really, really like iconic for people to go to. And influencers specifically spend so much time year-round promoting different fashion brands, styling things. They work really hard to stay on different trends in their feeds and everything like that, and I think that they do deserve to go to Fashion Week. It might be annoying to some people who are maybe studying fashion or doing whatever, but I think that it's really cool that influencers are now able to be in those spaces and be taken seriously, because they have worked a really long time to be taken seriously in fashion and by brands and by the mainstream media. Mainstream media used to crap on YouTubers, they still crap on TikTokers, they crap on Instagrammers, they say like they're ruining everything. They used to say all of this negative stuff, and now it's like these major brands are inviting influencers to be a part of it because they know, like, okay, it took a couple years for us to come around and see that what you're doing is actually really good, and you have good content, you have good style. And I just get so annoyed when I see people commenting on TikTok how they hate all the influencers at Fashion Week. I don't think it's nice, and I think that you should think twice before you comment or think negatively of someone who's going to these events, because you know what? This is probably their lifelong dream to go to Fashion Week. It's a goal for so many people to go to Fashion Week, okay? Wait a second, I'm getting a little heated, so I need to take a break from my ranting, but I did my bronzer, and now I'm gonna use this Drunk Elephant. These are the Rosy Drops. These are really cool, actually. I love these. I put them, actually, let me put them on this finger. I put them on like my little ring finger, and you guys can see right here. It's a pink color. Focus, focus. It's like a pink shimmer color. Why is my finger shaking so hard? It's because I'm nervous talking to you guys. I basically go on the apples of my cheeks, and I do a cute little pink blush moment. I love using this little pink color. I just think it looks really pretty. It also has like a really nice shimmer to it, so you almost barely even have to add any highlight on. When it comes to fashion and influencers in the beauty world, I just think you should keep some of your comments to yourself. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, because this could be some people's dream and goal in their life. I just watched the Charlie and Dixie's Hulu show, and if you haven't seen it, I really think you should watch it, because honestly, I cried so many times watching that. I felt so bad for these girls and the stuff that they go through, and it's just really, really sad how much hate they get, and I just don't think any of it is justified. And some of these things that they were talking about, like, they have so many goals. For example, Dixie was really, really excited about doing the Vogue video that she did. She did a Vogue morning routine, and in it she had gone to the gym and she had her hair all crazy and stuff. She had no makeup on. Everyone was like, oh my god, she's so messy, she's so gross. And she was crying because she was like, I've just gone to the gym. And it's like, you can never win on social media, I feel like. It's like, if she was super put together and like had like a little tint and moisturizer on and like combed her hair, I'm just like, oh my god, I just went to the gym. Everyone would be like, LOL, like, she's trying so hard for Vogue, blah, blah, blah. And then she doesn't try and everyone's like, ew, you look so musty, like you couldn't fix yourself for the video. And it's like, you really can never win. So that's my 2 cents. That was a very long rant, but that was something that's been on my mind lately, especially with all the hate going around and it being Fashion Week and everything. I just feel like it's so unnecessary. Okay, taking a breather, we're gonna get into the eyeshadow, which is the best part of this look. So what we're going to do is, this is the Mario Mattes makeup palette. If you don't have this makeup palette, you are fully wrong about life. It's the best makeup palette ever. I travel with it everywhere. It is the best mattes I've ever seen. It is just every shade that you'll ever need, really, especially if you have more neutral eye looks. I use this every single day. So I'm taking this white shade right here and this little peachy shade. This is just to set my eyelids before I do my eyeshadow. If you don't set your eyelids with just like a base powder and you just go in straight away with eyeshadow, it will stick to the sticky foundation and concealer and all of that. That's like all over your eyes. So always make sure your eyeshadow is set. If you feel like you always try and do eyeshadow, it gets clumpy and it looks all crazy, it's probably because you're not setting it. So now I'm gonna go in with these two colors right here, just really, really pretty light browns, right? So we're gonna go in right on the outside of my eyelid. Maybe I should zoom you guys in. I do this like so soft, like my eyeshadow brush is like barely touching my eyelid. Like I do this really, really soft to kind of like build it out. Do not get it on the center of this lid right here. Like try not to get any powder there, but we're still going to make the crease a little bit dark. I just want to reiterate, my rant about fashion and comments and stuff like that is not directed to you guys. That was just something that I've been feeling, and someone asked me how I felt about it, and I know it's been a lot of talk recently, people talking about influencers and stuff, but it's not directed at you guys, so don't take it offensively. Unless you are someone who's leaving hate on people's pages, then maybe you shouldn't, but it's not really directed to you guys. Okay, the next question is your all-time favorite Twin Flames piece. That is really hard. If you guys are new here, my clothing brand is called Twin Flames, and we have sweat sets and all that kind of stuff, and they're really, really comfortable. We just dropped some new staples, and I think you guys really love them. You can shop them in the description of this video, but I think, honestly, apart from our staples, because it's really hard, I love all of our staples, I think our perfect match terracotta sweat set is one of my favorites. The color is really unique and really, really pretty, and I just love the design of it. It was really, really important for us to like have that design down perfect. We worked for a long time on that, and I just love the way it turned out, and I think it's really, really comfortable. So we have some of those on the site still left, but that has to be, I think, my all-time favorite. So now you can see I've got the lid kind of empty, and then I've got this eyeshadow up here. Before we go any further, I'm taking this little, like, what is this? What kind of brush is this? I have no idea. There's nothing on this except for a number. So it's just like a little crease brush, and I'm gonna take a darker brown color. So I'm gonna take this one right here, and we're going to deepen the crease a tiny bit. So you can see just adding a bit right here. What is your biggest tip of advice to someone who wants to start a business? I would say the biggest lesson and advice I would give to someone else is to learn patience before you start. Because a lot of times people think like, oh, I'll just hop right in and like, I can do this. Like, we can sell this much, or we can do whatever, or we can market to this many people, or oh, in a year we're gonna be at this place. Nothing is ever as you expect it, especially in the fashion industry and starting a small business on social media. It's very hard, and you have to have patience, because if you don't, you're gonna give up. You're gonna stop seeing the end goal, and you're gonna just be like, this isn't working out. Like, it's not working out on the timeline that I had, so it's not working out ever. You have to learn patience, or else it's just gonna all go to crap. I hate the way my lips look right now. It's really freaking me out, so I have to do my lips. I'm sorry. I am taking this Kendall and Kylie collection lip liner in the shade Sister Sister. I just ordered a Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Souffle. It looks gorgeous. I'm so excited about it. I've been wanting like a new go-to lip liner. This one I love. This is why people ask me if I have lip filler, because this is what my lip liner does. So I like this lip liner, but the reason I ordered another one is because I feel like it's a little bit too like mauve-y pink, and I wanted a more brown, because you guys know Spice by MAC used to be my favorite. Then I go in with this Milk Makeup lipstick. This is in the shade Skills, and I do it just in the center. That way it makes my lip look a little bit more full. And then I'm going with this Jouer lip oil. I've been loving this lip oil even if I have no makeup on. I really, really like the way it looks. It just makes my lips look like wet as opposed to like a thick gloss, because sometimes when you have no makeup on, you don't want to put on just a gloss because it looks a little weird. So I always go in with the lip oil because it looks really nice and it's very moisturizing and refreshing. So now we're going to do the eyeshadow. So I'm taking this Hourglass Cosmetics concealer, and I have a concealer brush. This is a Sigma F70 brush. You don't even have to dip it in anything. I normally just like go on the side of this little concealer because you barely need any. And we're going to carve out a cut crease basically. So I'm gonna try and get really close so you guys can see this. You can see that my eyelid is like white where there's no eyeshadow, but we wanna really define that. So I'm gonna go right here. We're gonna just slowly shape this eyelid. The other thing with this is you don't have to cut the crease all the way up there because that is not what's shown when your eye is open. So if you go too high up, it'll just take off the eyeshadow and you won't be able to see. But see how when your eye's open, you can still see the eyelid and the crease? It looks really nice like that. The next thing I do is I take this white eyeshadow right here and a big brush, and I literally just pat it full. You want to put a lot of white powder here. And the reason is because if you don't set this with white powder or a more neutral powder, you don't have to do it with white, but if you don't set it, then you open your eyelid and the concealer sticks to your eyelid and it messes all your makeup up. So you have to make sure you like set this before you fully open your eye. It's so simple, and then I just kind of go back in with this little blending brush and I try and kind of like blend out that line where the concealer is. That way it doesn't look like so harsh. Someone messaged and said, talk about just living in the moment and not always trying to post something just for others' recognition. I think this is so important. It kind of touches on the influencer slash reality type thing. I look back on different photos and different like times in my life when I was so obsessed with looking a certain way and always getting content and like being so consumed with how people thought of me. And sometimes it makes me sad. Obviously I don't want to think of anything as like a regret, but when I look back on times when I was really obsessed with that, it does make me kind of sad because it's like instead of just enjoying things for what they were, I was so consumed with doing things for social media. Even if you're not doing influencing, and even if your whole life isn't like to look a certain way on the internet, you still probably feel like this because you see your friends doing certain things and you want to come off a certain way and whatnot. I've realized it's just like, why are you trying, to me what I always tell myself is like, why are you trying so hard to look good for other people? You should only be trying to look good for yourself. You should only be trying to do things for yourself. And I'm not talking about look good like actual physical appearance. I'm just saying like, why are you trying so hard to look like you're having fun and look like you're living your best life ever if you're not? And that's why I don't really post anymore if I'm not in the mood for it. I used to make myself do so much stuff and post so much stuff even if I wasn't happy or even if I wasn't feeling it or I was having a bad day. I used to be like, you know what, suck it up, because people think you live this kind of life and they think you're always happy and they think like, oh, you must be so happy doing this, this, and this. And so I would just kind of suck it up and be like, oh, okay, well, if they think that, I don't want to let down this like image that I have in my head. And I don't do that anymore. I only post when I'm happy. I only post Instagram posts that I like. And I like that way more, and I really like that social media is going a little bit more in that realm because I see so many people doing like, even with just like the photo dump trend on Instagram, I need to zoom you guys out because I'm looking crazy. Even the photo dump trend that's like on Instagram, I always think about it and I'm like, I love this because it used to only be like curated feeds and like nothing could just be like a photo of like this guy and be like, oh my god, cute. But like, I love that people are bringing back that casual vibe into Instagram because I really missed it. And I think that you should think about whenever you're posting something or going somewhere why you're doing it. I always say whatever your intention is behind it, like you need to really think about that because that's something that I always think about whenever I'm making decisions. What is my intention behind making this decision? Am I making it for myself? Am I doing it to make someone annoyed? It goes along with relationships in your life. If you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a best friend, is your intention behind doing something to make them happy? Or is it to look good? Or is it to make them upset? just always check your intentions and your motive behind things before doing them, because I think that's where most people get lost in the sauce, okay? I am using this Anastasia Beverly Hills mascara. I love this stuff. I did no eyeliner or anything today. I really like with this eyeshadow to not do any eyeliner because I feel like it kind of takes away from the lightness of the white eyeshadow. I also feel like I really like this eyeshadow specifically because I feel like it makes my eyes bigger. Sometimes when I do that like inner corner look and I do like a wing, kind of makes your eyes, you know, a little bit more like smaller, and so doing white eyeshadow on the lid makes it look so nice. I forgot to add this Milk Makeup highlight. I'm gonna do some on my nose right here to give it a little. We're gonna do the cheekbone. This is in the shade Lit, I believe, yes. And that is it for the makeup for the day. It's actually very easy and it normally takes me like 10 minutes to do this when I'm not. Of course, my camera cut out right when I was doing the intro, but I just wanted to thank you guys for watching this video, talking with me. I really enjoyed just getting to catch up and sit down, do my makeup. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, so I really enjoyed this. I love talking to you guys over on Instagram, so if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, please do, because I am always talking to you guys, always posting, and I really enjoy getting to interact with you guys over there. And you guys can also follow me on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you guys want more videos like this. I know I used to do them so often, so if you guys want more, let me know. And I think that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.